How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. How witches use your feet to attack you. That's the title of this video. The significance of feet in witchcraft. In many cultures, the feet are seen as an important part of the body when it comes to magical practices. Feet are considered both a connection to the earth and a pathway through which energies can be transmitted. Witches may exploit this symbolism to create spells or curses aimed at the individual's movements, stability, and overall well-being. Feet are often thought to represent one's journey or life path. When witches attack through the feet, they could be metaphorically attempting to stop a person from moving forward in life or blocking their progress. These attacks can be seen as a way of casting a spell to slow or alter someone's path, whether it's career-related or personal. One of the ways witches are believed to attack is by casting hexes on someone's feet. In this form of magic, the witch may use various materials or rituals to ensure that the person cannot walk easily, experience discomfort, or suffer from missteps. This can be seen in some cultures as a form of revenge or punishment for perceived wrongdoings. If a witch wishes to stop someone from progressing, they may target the ground upon which the person walks. In this case, the curse isn't just about the feet themselves, but the space around the person. The ground beneath them may be cast to create stumbling blocks, making it hard for the victim to move forward in life, much like how witches are sometimes believed to curse a person's luck or destiny. In many magical traditions, witches are believed to perform spells that bind or restrict a person's movement. One common way of doing this involves focusing on the feet, whether through the use of knots or physical bindings. These spells are meant to prevent someone from taking action or making progress in whatever area the witch wishes to control. Some traditions see the feet as being deeply connected to the soul or spirit. In this context, witches may target the feet to weaken the victim's spirit. The idea is that by attacking the feet, they disrupt the person's life energy, leaving them vulnerable or drained. This could manifest in feelings of fatigue, a sense of being stuck, or even illness. The use of footprints in witchcraft. Footprints are often seen as symbolic representations of a person's path or actions. Some witches may use an individual's footprints to track or target them magically, whether by tracking the person's movements or using the prints as a basis for a spell. Witches have been known to perform rituals to cause harm by focusing on the marks that one leaves behind. An ancient superstition involves the idea that if someone walks in the exact footsteps of a witch, they risk being cursed. The belief is that witches leave behind magical traces that others can unknowingly step into, thereby inviting misfortune or magical harm. In some cases, this involves the feet directly, as the physical steps are seen as conduits for a curse. Witches who practice forms of controlling magic may target the feet to bind a person's will. By performing specific rituals, such as tying the victim's shoes or placing enchanted objects near their feet, they can allegedly limit a person's ability to make decisions or act freely. This manipulation focuses on subduing the individual's power through the control of their movement. In certain magical practices, witches may take the footprints of their victim and use them for evil purposes. This could be collected surreptitiously or obtained through magical means. Once in possession of the footprint, the witch may invoke curses or spells to manipulate the person's fate, using the print as a channel to direct harm towards them. In some traditions, witches are believed to use foot fetishes or charms to influence a person's desires or weaknesses. These magical items may be used to manipulate someone's feelings, making them more susceptible to a witch's will. The feet, often seen as both a vulnerable and intimate part of the body, are said to carry a person's essence and are therefore ripe for magical manipulation. The concept of a witch's mark is well known in folklore, where witches were thought to have a distinctive mark somewhere on their bodies. In some variations of this myth, the mark is located on the foot, and it is believed to provide the witch with power over their victim. This mark could be invoked in curses, and those who bear it might be subject to witchcraft attacks. Some magical practitioners believe that the only way to break a witch's spell is by physically stepping on it, often with the feet. However, witches who wish to attack may set up a magical trap where the victim unknowingly steps onto an enchanted object. The resulting effect could be pain, disorientation, or even possession of their will, depending on the nature of the spell. Foot binding, a practice historically seen in some cultures, has also been linked to witchcraft and magical attacks. Witches may bind a victim's feet as a form of control or punishment, whether through physical bindings or magical equivalents. This action is believed to limit the person's ability to move freely, trapping them in a life of struggle or immobility. Feet, particularly in many traditional beliefs, are considered one of the most vulnerable parts of the body. They are seen as open to attack, especially in their connection to movement and direction. Witches may target this vulnerability to weaken their victims' physical and emotional stability, either through physical manipulation or metaphysical means. In some forms of witchcraft, reflexology, they believe that certain areas of the feet correspond to other parts of the body may be used to attack, which may target specific pressure points on the feet to induce pain or illness in the corresponding body parts. This can range from mild discomfort to more severe health issues, depending on the power of the witch's spell. Imprint magic is based on the idea that a person's feet leave an imprint wherever they go. Witches may take these imprints, whether literal or metaphorical, and use them to trace the individual's movements. With this information, the witch can manipulate the person's life, making it easier to control or attack them from a distance. A common belief in witchcraft is that a witch can cause a person to trip or stumble at inopportune moments. This can be done by targeting the feet or the energy field around them. The intent is to cause embarrassment, physical injury, or even a series of small but significant failures that accumulate over time. The feet are often thought to represent one's foundation in life. Witches may use this idea to craft spells that attacks the victim's financial, emotional, or social foundation. By undermining this foundation through the feet, the witch aims to create instability and insecurity in their target's life. Witches may also use enchanted footwear to manipulate someone's life. These enchanted shoes or sandals might be crafted to carry out specific spells, like forcing the victim to walk in a particular direction, take harmful actions, or even fall under a curse. This type of magic often involves using the feet to control the person's fate. Bare feet are sometimes used in magical rituals as they connect the practitioner directly to the earth. Witches may attack someone by forcing them into situations where they must be barefoot or have their feet exposed to a cursed environment. This can weaken their defenses and allow the witch to enact a spell or curse. Conversely, some traditions suggest that washing the feet can break curses. This practice is thought to cleanse the individual of negative energies or witchcraft attacks. By focusing on the feet, one can symbolically wash away hexes and harmful magic, reversing the damage done by witches targeting that part of the body. In some pagan practices, feet are seen as powerful symbols of connection to both the physical and spiritual worlds. Witches may target or break the feet as a means of controlling an individual's spiritual or magical energy. Spells aimed at the feet can either drain the victim's energy or enhance their connection to the magical world. Some believe that a witch's footsteps can be traced both metaphorically and magically to track a victim. The witch's footprints once left behind are said to carry a trace of the witch's power. Anyone stepping into these footsteps may unknowingly absorb part of the witch's curse or malicious intent. In some folk beliefs, witches may use the feet as a portal through which they can steal a person's soul. This type of attack is more esoteric, but the idea is that the feet are seen as conduits to the body's spiritual essence. By manipulating the feet, witches could allegedly steal a person's energy or control their will. Witches may create talismans or protective charms using the footprint of an individual. These talismans are believed to carry an essence or connection to the person, and they can be used to curse or protect. In some cases, the witch may take the footprint with ill intent to carry out harmful magic, while in others, the footprint may be used to guide protective energy towards the victim. Curses targeting the feet can cause imbalance, both physically and metaphorically. A witch might use this curse to prevent someone from standing strong in their life, making them feel ungrounded or prone to mistakes. This imbalance can create frustration, anxiety, or a sense of losing control over one's decisions. The idea that witches leave magical footprints in the sand or in specific locations is a part of certain folklore. The victim might unknowingly step into these footprints, which are believed to be traps set by the witch. Once the footprint is crossed, the person may fall victim to a curse, illness, or bad luck as the spell activates upon contact. There's an old superstition that if you hear a witch's footsteps behind you, it's a sign that you are being followed by dark magic. The belief is that witches' footsteps carry power and that those who are in their path risk falling under the witch's spell. This fear stems from the idea that witches use the sound of the footsteps to cast curses or manipulate others. The final defense against a witch's attack on the feet is often to take control of one's own movement and foundation. Some practitioners of magic believe that if a person is aware of the witch's attack on their feet, they can actively break the spell by cleansing their feet or walking a new path. Breaking the connection between the feet and the spell is seen as a way to regain control over one's life and protect against further harm. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so.